Today, by the grace of Sri Maharaj Ji, we are going to start this spiritual retreat over here. We do it every year at the same time, but so far we were doing it somewhere else. But it is the grace of Shri Radharani, it is the grace of Sri Maharaj Ji that we are doing this retreat this year in Shri Radha Madhav Dham. It is not only a spiritual place, rather it is placed by our spiritual master Shri Maharaj Ji, Jagat Guru Swami Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, who stayed here for altogether 3 months last time. The vibrations are very spiritual, and the grace of Shri Radharani, the grace of Shri Maharaj Ji is always being showered on this earth. The vibrations are strong. We can achieve more over here. Although all of you are the devotees and you practice devotion in your cities, in your home as well, but the vast difference in the importance of satsang you get in a retreat and the satsang you get at your home in your city. Because when you are in your city, you do your sadhana only for a couple of hours, and rest of the time you have to be in a material atmosphere. So we earn less and we lose more. In every city where Maharaj's devotees are living, we are having a weekly satsang where all the devotees get together and they do satsang over there too. But that is also once in a week for 2 or 3 hours. It's not that powerful. But when we get together in a retreat, leaving our homes, leaving our cities, it means we left all our responsibilities, the house of chores behind. Now you have come in completely a spiritual atmosphere where you will be forced to think about God and Guru only, continuously. If you do something continuously, then the effect is miraculous. Like, if you rub 2 pieces of food like this for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you keep it aside, then you go do something and come back again, and again you start rubbing, then again you keep it aside, you go and do something, you come back again you start rubbing to get some fire. In this way, if we rub 2 pieces of food whole day and whole night, we cannot get fire. But if you continuously do that, then within half an hour or so, or earlier, you can have fire out of those 2 pieces of wood. In the same way, when we chant and when we think about God continuously, then we get more powerful effects of satsang. So although in this timetable of this retreat, we are not chanting all the time, but we are doing something which is devotional, which is spiritual, and you have to be in that atmosphere all the time. Like in India, when we go to eat in Mangar, Shri Maharaji has given the spiritual names of the food stuff as well. Like Damodar for Dal, Shyam Sundar for Krishna, as for vegetables, Gaur Hari for rice. So when you go in dining hall too, you have to pronounce the same names. It is to maintain continuity in your devotion. Continuity is very, very important, and that we learn only in retreats. Because Maharaji has defined bhakti in one couplet, and he says, Bhakti Nit. The first thing which is very important in bhakti, it should be continuous. Bhakti manase ho nit Govind Radhe Bhava Nishkama Ananya Batade. Bhakti manase ho nit. These two things are important. And then bhava, nishkama and ananya. There are four pillars of devotion. We have to maintain them. So when we come in the retreat, we learn two things for sure. Manaseho nit. These 2 points. That we have to remember God by heart and nit all the time. Many people ask me this question, that how long should we do our sadhana? They think that Didi would say that 1 hour, 2 hours, half an hour, like that. But Lord Krishna himself said, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu Mam anusmar yudhyacha. Arjun, there is no limit of time to remember me. Sarveshu kaleshu. You have to remember me all the time. All the time. And yudhyacha. It does not mean that you will always do and chant, leaving all other things, all the responsibility. No, yudhyacha means you have to do your physical duties as well. You are living in this world. You have some material duties too. You have to perform all your material duties all the time. Plus, you have to remember me all the time. All the time. It means when you are performing your material duties, that time as well, you must remember me. When you are sitting to remember, you will remember at that time. But when you are not sitting in front of your altar for your sadhana, even then, if you are cooking, cleaning, driving, working in your office, wherever you go and whatever you do, you have to remember me. Yad karoshi, yadashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Yad karoshi. Whatever you do, yadashnasi, whenever you eat anything, yad juhoshi, if you are doing some fire sacrifices, etc. And yet tapasyasi, doing any sadhana, any kind of austerity, you are giving something to someone. All the time you have to remember me. If you are remembering me continuously, only then we are performing bhakti, we are practicing bhakti in a proper way. And this is what we do in a retreat. There are different kind of programs. All the time we are not sitting here to chant. Sometimes we will chant. Sometimes you will hear about the philosophy. Sometimes we will do parikrama. That time also we will chant. Sometimes you will play. That play will also be connected with devotion. So all the activities we will perform over here from morning till night are the spiritual activities. Because Shri Maharaj Ji has explained it very well, that Kirtan does not mean that you are sitting at a particular place and you are chanting, singing songs, devotional songs, etc. No. There are three kinds of Kirtan, three methods of doing Kirtan. Vyas Paddhati, Narad Paddhati and Hanuman Paddhati. Vyas Paddhati means to listen to the Leelas or the philosophy. It's Vyas Paddhati. Narad Paddhati, when you sing, you have some instrument, dholak, baja, manjira, kartal, anything. With the help of these musical instruments, you are trying to focus on the form of divine form. If you are doing that, that is Narad Paddhati. In the morning we were singing bhajan. You are playing musical instruments. That is Narad Paddhati. And if you are bored with that as well, then there is Hanuman Paddhati, stand up, dance, jump, whatever you can do. That is Hanuman Paddhati. So we will practice devotion here with all these kinds of methods just to enhance our devotion. As you know, that without devotion, our life is no life. Many people do not understand this philosophy, but by the grace of Sri Maharaj Ji, all of you know that you may earn billions of dollars, or you can attain lots of fame, everything. You can have big family. You can have everything, but you cannot attain bliss. We all want to be happy, but all these things cannot give us happiness at all. To attain happiness, there is only one way, that we attain devotion. We practice devotion and we achieve devotion. So far we are just practicing. We are practicing devotion to attain devotion. The devotion which we are practicing here is called sadhana bhakti. Only through sadhana bhakti we will reach to bhav bhakti, and then only through bhav bhakti we will attain true bhakti by the grace of Guru. There is no other way. To attain the grace of Guru, it is very important to follow his instructions. And according to his instructions, we have to perform the practice of devotion. And this is the only purpose of this retreat. Whenever we attend any retreat, this is the only purpose. We practice devotion according to the instructions of Sri Maharaj Ji. So I will request all attendees to be very punctual. To attain the maximum benefit of this opportunity is to be very punctual, so that you can utilize each and every moment of these 2 days of retreat. And to teach us punctuality, Shri Maharaj himself is so punctual. All of you know that sitting in America, we can tell that what Maharaj is doing right now over there. Even the time of drinking water is fixed for Shri Maharaj. He is so punctual. And we must learn this punctuality from Shri Maharaj. We have to be punctual, and then, as Shri Maharaj says, bhakti should be performed by mind. So when you come here, you be very sincere to yourself to attain more devotion. Means when you are sitting here, satsang is going on, kirtan is going on, try your best to do roop dhyan. You understand it very well that without roop dhyan, bhakti, no bhakti is there. The main thing in our sadhana is roop dhyan. So be very careful all the time that if you are sitting here, please do roop dhyan for sure. Many people think that I can do roop dhyan when my eyes are open. No doubt. The devotees can do roop dhyan when their eyes are open, but this is the stage of very high-class devotees. Ordinary devotees cannot imitate the high-class devotees who can do roop dhyan anytime, anywhere. So we should, as Shri Maharaj says, we should close our eyes so that you will not see who is coming, who is going, what other people are doing. No, you will focus on the divine form of Shri Radha Krishna or Shri Maharaj Ji only. Because there is no difference between Shri Radha, Shri Krishna and Guru. Whenever you feel like focusing on the form of Shri Radha, you just focus on the form of Shri Radha. Whenever you feel like focusing on the form of Shri Krishna, think about Shri Krishna. Whenever you feel like focusing on the form of Shri Maharaj, focus on Shri Maharaj, or Shri Maharaj and Shri Radha Krishna, or Shri Radha Krishna, or Shri Radha or Shri Krishna only, whatever you feel, it is the same thing. I believe that you know all these things. You have heard many times from the Pracharas and Shri Maharaj Ji as well. But Avritti Rasa Kridupadesha, Mahaprabhu Chaitanya says that we should revise this philosophy, these points again and again, just to remind us that we have to do that. So this is the time now that we will start practicing devotion. Although I am seeing very few people are here, but we should not be concerned about the number because we have to do our own individual sadhana. We will do that sadhana. I welcome all those devotees who are attending this sadhana for their spiritual enhancement. And I also believe they will definitely attain the grace of Sri Maharaj Ji, because it proves that only very sincere devotees who really want to attain something are here to attend this retreat. So I wish and I believe that all of you will get the maximum benefit of it. The schedule are, I think, given to all of you. We have made two kinds of schedule. It's on the left hand is the schedule for all the devotees, and on this side it is the schedule for the kids only. Because the kids cannot sit in the sadhana all the time here. So we made some spiritual games and many other things for the kids also. So they will enjoy their classes with their guides, and we will do sadhana here. There are two purposes of kids program. Number one, the adults will be free and they can focus more on their sadhana. And number two, that kids will also learn something. If they will learn from the very beginning, then they will become a very good devotee when they will become mature. So these are the two purposes we made the schedule of the kids separately. Those who cannot sit for a very long time for sadhana in the hall, they can do some seva. There's seva in the kitchen, and there are some other sevas as well. If you want to help in kids program, if you want to help in other sevas, especially in the kitchen, after every lunch and dinner, the kitchen people, they need help for sure. And at least 4 people must give their names to help after lunch and to help after dinner as well. That way you can still enjoy the sadhana, spiritual sadhana, because seva is also bhakti. If you are having this notion in your mind that I am serving the devotees of God, because Sri Krishna says that mad bhaktasya ye bhakta teme bhakta tamamataha. Those who are my direct devotees are not that dear to me, but mad bhaktasya ye bhakta. Those who are the devotees of my devotees, they are very, very dear to me. So if we serve the devotees with the feeling that I am serving the devotees to please my Lord, to please Shri Radha Krishna, to please Shri Maharaj Ji, then you may get a very good, very big result of your seva. So please take interest in seva as well, and the sadhana will go on over here with the different kind of activities, sometimes lectures, sometimes kirtan. Sometimes I will elaborate some parts of Leela. Sometimes there will be culture program. The kids, they will play and the Sri Krishna Leela, Sri Radha's Leela. There are different kind of programs, and hopefully you will enjoy them and you will enhance your devotion as well. Shri Satguru Sarkar Ki Jai.